Hi everybody, Jen again. How's everybody doing out there? How's everybody holding up? Um, Today I want to talk about a really powerful technique and tool using energy to cut the cords. So I can't say enough good things about this technique that is so easy and so effective and so needed right now. So um, I cut the cords. I want to preface a couple things. So, um, I go on what I call cord cutting parties almost nightly. At the end of my day, I really take the time to go and cut cords to all the places I've been, all the people I've talked to, uh, the people on the road around me. I really take the time and cut cords. And it's so effective in just letting go of sometimes if we get those moments where we're like, why am I sad all of a sudden? Or why do I feel so heavy? Or I woke up feeling so blah or this, we can always reset. So sometimes that isn't always us. Sometimes it's energy that we're still connected to with somebody that we saw the day before or the week before, or the person that we are connected to had a situation with somebody that they're with, and that connection is still to us. Okay? So if you can visualize just like stars in the sky and these little threads going from star to star to star to star, all connected all the time, all connected until we energetically remove them or cut them, as we're going to learn today. So you're energetically cutting the cord. We're never cutting cords to love. Never, ever. It's impossible. The energy of love is so um, impenetrable. You cannot cut cords to love, ever. You cannot cut love. So I don't ever want you to worry about, well, this is my daughter, this is my son, my spouse. You can never cut cords to love. But you can cut some of the emotional baggage. You can cut um, maybe if they're processing something in the way that they need to process it, but you're empathing it a certain way and it's upsetting you, you can cut the cords to that. There's so many things. And when we cut the cords, we let that person be free to work on what they need to work on in their own way. And then it helps us to be able to work on what we need to work on in our own way. We all have different paths here. We're all here to learn in different ways and experience things in different ways. So I always say just allow people to be who they're going to be. They're on this path just like you're on yours. And it gives everybody a lot more space and freedom when we can disconnect from that. So if you're very sensitive, you're going to feel this. You will feel this over a little bit of a period of time. And it feels glorious. It's a glorious feeling. And it does take a little time. You might feel it right away, you might not. I always start to feel it after a couple of minutes of cutting cords. So all you do, and you can do this for anybody that you know, you can do it for a person, you can do it for a situation, you can do it for, you can do it to social media, you can do it for anything you can think of, to a fear that you have, to anything at all that just keeps coming to your mind, right? Like that hamster wheel, like this thought keeps popping into your mind, this person keeps popping into your mind, and sometimes it's frustrating, sometimes it's annoying. That is a cue that you need to cut the cords. You need to cut the cords to them so that you can come back and join with this person in a really holistic and meaningful way. That it isn't heavy and dense, and there's no like anxiety cords between the two of you. So this is solely for you. Okay, so you're cutting the cords for you, not for anybody else. You're cutting the cords for you. And all you're going to do, you can do this with your hands. You're just going to take your hands, okay, and kind of look at your hands. Pretend that they're sharp knives, right? So we're getting rid of, cutting it away. And you can pretend that they're sharp knives. We haven't gotten into the chakras yet, but I'm hoping that if you're on this channel, you already have an awareness of the chakras. Most of the time, our emotional connections are right here at the solar plexus, which is right here underneath the breastbone. So that is our solar plexus. A lot of our emotions are connected here. A lot of our cords are connected here. And that's really where we're going to be cutting. So we're going to simply say and pretend that our hands are our knives. We're simply saying we're starting right here, kind of maybe even at the forehead. And we're going to start right here and we're going to go straight down right in front of our solar plexus, straight down. And every time we go down, we're going to say, cutting the cords to insert just a person's name, cutting the cords to fear, cutting the cords to the staff meeting I had yesterday, cutting the cords to Instagram, cutting the cords to the comments I made on Instagram, cutting the cords to my son, cutting the cords to my daughter, cutting the cords to my spouse, anybody at all. You're going to just say their name and say cutting the cords to, and sweep your names down, sweep your hands down right in front of your solar plexus. You can also say disconnecting the cords. So cutting the cords or disconnecting the cords. Disconnecting the cords to my son. You want to say their name, the person's name. You want to say, you can even say their first and last name, doesn't really matter. Cutting the cords. And you can just keep cutting and cutting and cutting. Like you can stand for 5, 10, 15 minutes and just cut the cords. If somebody pops in your head, you cut the cords, even if you haven't seen them in months. That happens quite a bit to me. I can be cutting the cords and just kind of clearing off. It's like clearing off my windshield so that I can hear myself think and I can connect with my higher spirit, my soul, my intuition, my higher soul, right? So we're getting rid of everybody else's energy around us so that we can hear our own. Okay, that's the biggest thing. And you will feel a huge sense of lightness, especially in your belly region. That's where I feel it. Maybe you'll feel it somewhere else. If you do, comment below. Would love to hear. I usually start to feel it really in my belly region. I hold a lot of tension in my belly, so I really feel that as I'm cutting and cutting. But you will be cutting cords to your family members, your friends, your coworkers, your loved ones, your dog, who knows, all these people around you. And out of nowhere, a name or somebody that you've known from your past might pop into your head. Cut the cords to them. Maybe there's something that they need to do to move on. There's a connection. You don't know, right? But all we're doing is getting ourselves clear, clean, relaxed, and really prepping our body to hear our own soul, to hear our own intuition speak, to have our own discernment, our viveka, right? It all goes back to that. So cutting the cords is one of the best things you can do to release anxiety, overwhelm, burnout, tension, anger. Anger is a big one right now, right? A lot of us our heads are spinning. We're like, what's going on now? What's going on now? Bring up feelings of anger, can bring up feelings like overwhelm. And I'm not saying don't be in those emotions, because the best way through those emotions is to go into those emotions. There's going to be some kind of lesson in it for you, and hopefully some kind of silver lining also. So I'm never a proponent of burying your head in the sand like an ostrich, trying to forget about your problems, trying to forget about whatever emotion is coming up or surfacing in you. Never about that. I say sit. I say sit in it until you get to the other side. Not forever. I mean, get help if this is taking a long time or it's dragging on for months and months and months. But I am saying sit with whatever emotion. But cutting the cords will really help lessen the emotional processing you need, especially if it's attached to somebody else or a group of people or a different mindset than you or a loved one that you're having issues with. It will allow that to dissipate so you can actually start thinking more clearly about it and making progress in your own emotional well-being, in your own emotional health, in your own sanctity, your own sanctuary. Okay, so I hope that was thorough enough. Cutting the cords, I cannot tell you enough good things about it. I hope you will bring this into your day-to-day life. Listen, you can be driving down I-75, and something's going on in your head with a person or a situation or a family member that is just really bothering you, and you can still be driving one-handed and take that right hand, cut the cord right when you're driving. When that thought comes in, cut the cords. It will help you heal quicker, right? It won't help you take away. It will just help you heal and get to the processing part a little bit quicker. Okay, so I hope that helps. Stay peaceful, stay kind, stay introverted, right? Especially if you're feeling overwhelmed these days. It's okay to be a little introverted right now. I really am a proponent of it, especially if you're just someone that really digs into themselves and really seeks some inner knowing, right? So sometimes you got to turn the rest of the world off to get to that place. So stay introverted, stay peaceful, stay loving, do what you got to do. I'm here for you. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and happy cutting cords. I hope everyone has a great cutting cord party tonight. Take it easy.